Hello, Miss TN. I'm going to be explaining all the emotions that I picked. The first thing I did was I created a Canva. It's basically meant to be just like a blueprint of what I envision my project being, so I'm going to show it somewhere on the screen. I'm going to be explaining why I picked every single emotion I did. Chapter 1 says, places we go when things are uncertain or too much. The emotion I ended up picking was dread. One of the more common things I tend to do whenever I face uncertainty or a lot of just problems in my life, I usually tend to feel sort of like dread. And I know this because dread is defined as something somewhat of an intense feeling, usually revolved around fear about the future or a situation. And that's usually what I end up feeling whenever I just like feel overwhelmed. Chapter 2 says places we go when we compare. So for chapter 2, I ended up picking jealousy. Now, it is important to keep in mind that jealousy is a very complex emotion and it can really like range into a lot of different things. In my case, I'd say jealousy because I hold myself to or I expect myself to be in a higher standard. So whenever I see someone else meeting that standard that I set for myself, that I myself failed, I tend to get jealous because I'm sort of reflecting on myself in a very negative and disappointed manner, especially with social media, just like really incentivizing, kind of in a way being set up for you to be comparing yourself to other people very often. For chapter 3, I ended up picking regret. The reason why I picked regret actually ties into the jealousy thing, and I mentioned it. It's whenever I fall short of my own goals, I usually like take accountability. Like I realize, wow, I really could have done a lot better in that situation. That's usually where I go when things don't go as planned. Regret, because it's like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. Number 4 is places we go when it's beyond us. I actually like this one because I don't really know what it's asking. I put wonder because wonder in a way is like a mix between awe and curiosity. That's what mostly I am. Whenever I see something that's like way beyond me, I'm like, whoa. There's like that sort of curiosity as to how they managed to do that and how maybe I could have a chance at being like that. And there's also that sort of awe because it's like, dang, like that's really admirable how passionate and how committed they are to that one thing. So chapter 5 is places we go when things aren't what they seem. I ended up putting irony, and I think the reason why I put irony is because it's ironic how sometimes people say they believe in one thing and then their actions don't at all reflect what they are saying. So number 6, places we go when we are hurting. I think I put despair here. So whenever I'm hurting, like whenever I know like I really messed up, I go in a sense of despair because despair in a way can be a lack of hopeless or a lack of hope, also a mixture of sadness as well. So it's like both of them combined, and that's usually where I go whenever I'm hurting. Number 7, places we go with others. There's a sense of relatability with compassion, and I noticed that whenever I'm with like other people and there's like an actual deep conversation going on, I always do my best to try to connect with them and relate with them in any way that I possibly can. Number 8 is places we go when we fall short. So whenever I fall short, I definitely feel shamed. It's not really embarrassment because embarrassment would imply it's like you feel ashamed because now your social status has gone down, maybe. I don't really feel that at all. It's mostly just shame, self-shame. I just feel like maybe I could have done better. Number 9 is places we go when we search for connection. So I'd say invisibility. I kind of just unconsciously make myself not really appear much in public sometimes. Other times I make myself very much known. Number 10, places we go when the heart is open. I'm assuming this is like when you're most vulnerable. I put self-trust, but I think I'm gonna just change that to love. Because I have the blessing of being in like a relationship. I like to think I'm my most vulnerable when I'm with my significant other, and you see this like I got myself giggling over absolutely nothing. I think that says a lot. Just about my like emotions towards that whole thing. So yeah, I think that's why I picked love. 11, places we go when life is good. I think here I would have put, yeah, I put gratitude. And I stand by that. Absolutely. I think joy, happiness, contentment, joy, relief, tranquility, all of these apply to me. Absolutely. But I'd say gratitude is definitely one of the more stronger emotions I feel. Just recently, like just literally today, as I'm recording this, I don't know if it's confirmed. I don't know if it's confirmed, so I don't want to say anything, right? But I was told something super promising that would be happening to me, and the first thing I thought of was, wow, how fortunate I am to even have gotten that opportunity, to even just be in the situation that I was. Like, I was just so thankful. So that's usually where I go whenever life is good. I have gratitude, because it's like, wow. Number 12 is places we go when we feel wrong. All right, this is where we're gonna get really controversial here because I put dehumanization. Whoa, what's that about? So when we say I feel wronged, I mean like truly wronged. I wouldn't say I've been like truly wronged, right? I just kind of put dehumanization because I felt like it'd be kind of funny to see like all these emotions that are like pretty understandable, and then you just see dehumanization right there. And as a student, you're probably gonna look at that poster like, the hell? I think when I think of myself being wronged is if someone were to give me a promise and feed me a bunch of like false truths and then completely 180 on me, I most likely would feel anger, disgust, hate, and dehumanization. As in, like, I'm probably just gonna view that person as a complete scum of the earth. 13 is places we go to self-assess. Pride, hubris, and humility. Hubris, however, I think identifies more with me because there were definitely examples of me being like so confident. And looking back on it, it's like, why were you that confident? Because usually whenever I got that way, I had ended up in something bad. All these like negative emotions come in, all because of my hubris, of this false confidence that I have. And so those are all the 13 emotions from Atlas of the Heart, Brené Brown, I think is how you pronounce it. That's my explanations for all the emotions. I think this is all I have to do, and I hope you have a wonderful day, miss. Please give me an A. I actually really need it. Bye bye.